The USPS contract is being announced in 2 days.
Alright, Brian, calm down. Don't say things like that, or else you're going to end up in a short seller's report. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video is financial advice. And today we are speaking about Workhorse, baby. So a lot of people are getting very excited for October 13th. A lot of people think that is when the USPS contract is going to be announced, largely because it's coming to the end of the terms where it can be announced, and also because Roth Capital came out and said that they expected to come out on October 13th. So a lot of people are getting excited, which is very fair. I mean, we always get very excited about Workhorse. We always speculate about what we expect to happen. I want to come on today and, try and give both sides of the story. Reasons why it may well come out October 13th, and also reasons why it may be a little bit later than that, and why I just think that you should be prepared for multiple things to happen so that you don't panic if it isn't necessarily announced October 13th. Now, of course, as a bull, I'm very hopeful it will come out October 13th, but I was also very hopeful it was going to come out by the end of the fiscal year, as were a lot of other people, and that didn't turn out very good for us. It did not happen. So I just want to make sure you guys are prepared for whatever price action may happen next week in particular, because more than likely it's going to be extremely volatile, especially given the run we've got on Friday, and in the after hours we're up pretty much 18%, which I will be the first to admit is not normal. Workhorse has traditionally been a very manipulated stock, so yeah, a few things don't look right to me, and I want to make you guys aware of that. So there's a few things to go through. Obviously, we'll briefly go through what Roth Capital had to say. Mike Pence is going to be speaking in Ohio. Lordstown Motors definitive proxy statement came out, and just a few other little bits and pieces in between, as always. So right before we get into the video, guys, can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button? I really would appreciate it. It really helps me out. You guys know if you don't hit the like button on a Workhorse video, Brian will show up in your nightmares. Please drop me a comment down below. Let me know what your hopes are for next week. Do you expect it to be October 13th, or do you think it's going to be a little bit later? And please, if you're new around here, hit that juicy red subscribe button, my friend, and join the family. We just broke 45,000 subs, and we really want to get the 50,000. That's going to be so sick. So join the family and help your boy out. Also, I'm not paid by Workhorse or Lordstown Motors or any third parties to make this video. Let's just get that out there from the start. I'm looking at you, Panda. Into the video. Okay, the first thing I really would like to say about the price action is I think this is an overreaction, and I don't like saying that, but I really do. We went up 12.6% on Friday. We're up 5.27% in the after hours. That pretty much happened right after market close as well. Now, anything could happen come Monday, come tomorrow at market open. It more than likely will be a pretty crazy day, but I really do want to say that from the start is that this isn't normal price action, and every time we've seen that with Workhorse, it has been followed up by a considerable dip. We had this massive run up right here, and we had a very considerable dip. Even this spike here, a lot of you guys might remember this one. I think we briefly touched 20 here, and then there was a very considerable dip. Then we went on this beautiful run, and everybody thought, that's it, we are sorted, and we saw a very considerable dip. We went on another run, we saw a very considerable dip. Basically, there is a lot of ups and downs, and I think that we should all understand what we're working with in regards to Workhorse. It's very volatile, it's very manipulated. Large percentages of the float are traded on a daily basis, and I don't believe that's going to change anytime soon. Until the contract is announced, for better or worse, I don't think this is going to change. So every time I see a day like this, yes, I mean, it's awesome, it's quite cool. We see our portfolios go up, it's nice. But at the same time, if we're going to be realistic with it, it's not normal for a stock to go up $3 or 12.62% on the day, and then an extra 5% within a couple of hours after market closes. So I just want to say that off the bat, it's not normal, but hopefully we can keep it up there. We're at $26.77. As of right now in the aftermarket, we're at $28 a share, people. So the large majority of people in this company now are going to be in the green as of market open if things don't change pre-market. So what I would like to say right now is, if you're one of the people who is absolutely panicking and stressed out and has anxiety because of Workhorse and the USPS contract, now is a good time to get out. And I don't like saying that as a bull. I'm going to hold these guys regardless, but now is a good time. If you open up in the 28th, you cannot physically be down more than 7-8%, which for a highly speculative company is very good. So if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. Now, for the guys like me, the bull thesis. We've already built our positions. A lot of people quite clearly buying on Friday. Do I believe the contract will be announced October 13th? Now, I apologize for the terrible quality of this image. I cannot actually find the full Roth Capital report, but they came out with this. Everybody knows about this yet. You may not have seen the actual report, but here's what you really need to see. Workhorse, USPS D-Day is Tuesday 13th of October, and we expect a positive outcome. So the USPS Next Generation Delivery Vehicle RFQ responses were submitted July 14th, and at that time the post office stated a decision would be made in 90 days. So that would say to us that yes, the contract will be announced by Tuesday, October 13th, under normal circumstances. So here is an email. I got this from my Discord group, but you've probably seen the same, copy and paste response a few times at this stage. Essentially, people emailing the USPS about the contract. And essentially, this is the response they give. Good morning. Due to the Roni pandemic and its impact on postal service and supplier operations, an award or awards is currently planned for the production phase by the end of the calendar year. The postal service cannot comment on which companies are vying for the NGDV contract, their potential subcontractors, team members, or any other details. And this is a senior public relations representative from the United States Postal Service. I mean, you can go email them for yourselves. You will get this exact email back. It's not photoshopped. It's not anything like that. Now, one thing that is worth noticing, it says it's currently planned for the production phase by the end of the calendar year. So, maybe this October 13th date does still stand. And let's keep in mind that, we are getting towards the end of the calendar year in general. I mean, October 13th is very close to the end of the calendar year. But Rock Capital themselves say this implies that Tuesday, October 13th, the USPS should announce the selected supplier for its 8.1 billion and 165,000 unit contract. While it's entirely possible the award is delayed, we expect a positive outcome for Workhorse. So I've said this for a while on the channel now, until something comes from the mouth of Workhorse or USPS, it will be USPS, I am not going to speculate too heavily on announcement dates. I want you guys to be prepared for October 13th and potentially, more importantly, October 14th. If it's not announced, like we saw with the end of the fiscal year, there's going to be some panic in the market. You know what I mean? There's going to be a little bit of a sell-off. I fully expect that. And I think it could be a little bit worse in all honesty. There was a lot more people banking on mid-October than the end of the fiscal year. So I just want you guys to be prepared. Know what kind of investor you are. Are you happy with your position? And are you going to be happy to see your position go down considerably in value if you don't get the contract? Will you emotionally be able to handle that, or are you overextended? Do you want to buy more if that is to happen, or do you want to trim a position? Do you want to play it defensively and potentially take some profits before it's announced, or are you going to hold? My personal plan, I'm quite happy with the position I have built in Workhorse. I plan to hold regardless of what happens. So that's where I stand. Obviously, everybody's going to be looking at the USPS all day October 13th to see what happens, but let's just be prepared for every possible outcome. That's all I'm trying to say. Next thing I want to speak about is this. Okay, you're probably wondering, why am I showing you a Kwanzaa Forever stamps? There's been a screenshot of this. Event details, Tuesday, October 13th, 2020 at 11 AM EDT. It even made its way into my Discord. This is nothing to do with the contract. It is literally to do with some stamps. So this means nothing off the bat. Some of you guys may not have seen this, but I did want to address it because, again, it made its way into my Discord, so I can imagine it's in a few different places. So yeah, basically these stamps have nothing to do with the contract. I'll put it that way off the bat. Everybody will more than likely be aware of this right now, okay? Mike Pence is campaigning in Columbus, Ohio, October 12th. So tomorrow. We've already seen Trump with Steve Barnes from Lordstown Motors with the endurance truck. So obviously we're all wondering, is Mike Pence going to bring up something to do with Lordstown Motors, or even Workhorse for that matter? We'll just have to wait and see, I suppose. Now again, this is something that we don't need to get too excited about. We've seen these things happen so much in the past where nothing gets said about Lordstown or Workhorse. And pretty much the one time anything was said was when Lordstown Motors were at the White House, and we weren't even expecting it. But it is worth keeping up to date with it. Sometimes things can come out of these, but it's just another little thing to keep in mind. I'm not too worried about what's to come out of this. So the next thing, again, I know it's not completely Workhorse related, but Lordstown Motors, DEFM14A, came out with a definitive proxy statement for the merger. So very exciting stuff, baby. Definitely worth keeping an eye on these guys going forward as well. A lot of you guys will know I love this company, also very closely intertwined with Workhorse. And I also want to show you this screenshot from Lordstown Motors quickly. They are looking for a government sales director, which is quite exciting. And again, I know this isn't Workhorse in particular, but Lordstown Motors Corporation seeks to eliminate inefficiencies that exist in modern work by creating electric vehicles that radically improve the way work gets done. If I zoom in a little bit, you'll be able to see a couple of interesting things. So ensure sales efforts are effectively coordinated with the LMC government affairs, marketing and sales teams at the federal, state and local levels, and ensure LMC is registered and favourably positioned for state and federal procurement bids. So I mean, we've seen Lordstown Motors with the president. We know that they target fleets and they've spoken about government customers in the past. Very exciting. So in regards to Workhorse, what exactly is my plan? I'm holding, as I've said, I'm happy with my position. Regardless of what Monday, Tuesday again, Wednesday have to bring, I'm holding. I will most certainly not be selling. I will put it that way. Regardless of announcement or no announcement, regardless of Workhorse going to $20 or $50, I will not be selling. I more than likely won't be adding either. As I said, I'm happy with my position. But if you're not, keep your eyes peeled, because as I said, this again looks heavily manipulated to me. We've seen these spikes and sell-offs so often over the last 2 months in particular. I mean, you can see this is back when it started towards the end of August, the very start of September. So just do be diligent. And again, if you're a long-term investor, we don't need to get too excited over the daily movement. It's all about what happens over a longer period of time for us long-term investors. So at the end of the day, it does not really matter when the contract gets announced. The fact of the matter is, a time will come where the contract gets announced and Workhorse will move accordingly. It does not matter if it's on Tuesday or it does not matter if it's the end of December. The contract will be announced when it's announced. It's inevitable. It is going to happen at some stage of life. Let's just be patient and not worry about it too much in the meantime. I more than likely will make an update video on Tuesday, depending on what happens. Maybe I'll wait till Wednesday. Maybe we'll even end up doing a live stream, depending on how late the news comes out, if any news comes out. But yeah, guys, that's Workhorse, baby. The general sentiment I have been trying to get into these Workhorse videos as of late is that it really is a patience game at this stage. If you're a long-term investor, I know there's day traders and swing traders who are in and out all of the time. A lot of what I have to say does not really apply to you guys, but if like me you're a long-term investor, it's a waiting game. It really is at this stage. Have your plan, decide if you're happy with your position or if you'd like more shares. Try and understand if you're too overexposed, if you're going to be able to handle any really big swings, because I mean, we've seen just as quickly as we go up 15%, we drop 15%. It really is that simple. It's that kind of company. Just be confident in the investment that you have made regardless of the size of it, essentially is what I'm trying to get at. But anyway, if you have watched until the end of the video, you, my friend, are a true legend. I really do appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. You being here and showing the support genuinely means the world to me, so just thank you for being here. I do appreciate all of the supportive words that came out in regard to the short article and whatnot. It was fine. It's always going to happen. I'll be included in more short articles in the future. I'm 100% sure of it. I think that's part of being a YouTuber, especially as the platform grows. If you did enjoy the video, my friend, could I please ask you to hit that like button, drop me a comment and subscribe if you're new around here, because again, all of that helps me out so much and I really am trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. It would mean the world to me. If you are interested, please hit that first link in the description and sign up to become a patron. You will get full access to my private Discord group, where you will get access to my buy and sell alerts, over 25, I believe, private channels in regards to specific stocks, SPACs, growth stocks. We obviously have Workhorse, Lordstown Motors, hyliion, all of that good stuff. And yeah, guys, I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. I will see you for another video very, very soon. Peace.